Oh, I'm just trying to write a log line. Oh, really? Oh, no, not really, but thanks, buddy. Hello, filmmakers, Ash here, and welcome to Film It Yourself. Crafting a great logline for your screenplay is important for many reasons. It can be used as a guide that helps you build the foundation of your story, and it can be used as a sales pitch to hook potential buyers or cast and crew members you're trying to attach to your project. So let's go over how to write a logline for a film. First, let's go over what a logline is and when you should write it. A logline is a brief synopsis of what your story is about, while also stating the central conflict and defining the protagonist. Loglines typically should be written before you write your screenplay to help you focus on what your story is about and really drill down to the core. Also note that a logline isn't a tagline. Taglines are often the one-liner marketing slogans you see on film posters that tease excitement, but don't really unfold the story. So, how do you write a logline? Let's get into the basic logline formula so you can make yours shine. The basic formula looks something like this: inciting incident plus character plus objective plus stakes. Another way to think about this is breaking it down into more of a sentence like this: when inciting incident happens, a character must do objective before stakes. Now note that you can move these parts around. So for example, you could swap where the character and inciting incident fall, but this gives you the basic building blocks that every logline needs. It's up to you to be creative in how you arrange them. Now, a couple of tips here. Avoid using character names. Instead, opt for descriptions. For example, a high school dropout, or a timid bus driver, or a deaf opera singer. Doing this tells the reader exactly who your main character is in a much stronger way than just a name. Also, don't make it too long. It should be one sentence, but that doesn't mean you want a run-on sentence that just doesn't know when to quit because you just can't seem to bring yourself to trim it down or hit that period. Try to keep it under 50 words and as succinct as possible. Next, you've probably heard the phrase fish out of water before. And as any good screenwriter will tell you, irony equals drama in a story. In screenplays, this is often referred to as dramatic irony, as it can help you build the central conflict for your protagonist. The more ironic the situation they find themselves in, the greater the obstacles they have to overcome, which always makes for a great story. So, if you can work irony into your logline, you're really setting yourself up for success when it comes to writing your screenplay. Note that this isn't a requirement, but rather a great bonus. Okay, so you know what a logline is and how to craft it. Now let's go over some examples. First up is Liar, Liar. After his son's magical wish comes true, a lying lawyer is forced to tell the truth for 24 hours on the eve of his big case. So let's break this down. First, here we have the inciting incident. The lawyer's son makes a magical wish. Next, we have the character, a lying lawyer. Then we have the objective. He must not lie for 24 hours. And finally, we have the stakes. It's on the eve of his biggest case. Let's look at another one. Here's the logline for Little Miss Sunshine. A dysfunctional family determined to get their young daughter into the finals of a beauty pageant race across country in their beat-up VW bus, attempting to make it in time. So this one's interesting because it places the characters first, and this film is more of an ensemble film. First up, we have the characters, a dysfunctional family and their daughter. Next, we have the inciting incident. The daughter has gotten into the finals of a beauty pageant. Then we have the objective. They must race across the country in their beat-up VW bus. And finally, we have the stakes in order to get there on time. This logline introduces what is called a ticking clock, which is an easy way to raise the stakes in your screenplay. A ticking clock is any time a character must achieve some sort of objective in a set time limit. So a good example of this is the movie Speed. Keanu Reeves must disable the bomb on the bus before the bus runs out of gas or explodes. Okay, Let's look at one last one, because I saved my favorite for last, Jurassic Park. A pragmatic paleontologist touring an almost complete theme park on an island in Central America is tasked with protecting a couple of kids after a power failure causes the park's clone dinosaurs to run loose. Oh boy, this one is long, but it's full of juicy details. Okay, so let's break it down. First up, we have the character, a pragmatic paleontologist. Next, we have the inciting incident. He's asked to tour an almost complete theme park. Then the objective. He must protect a couple of kids after a power failure. Now, let's pause here, because the way this is written, it could lead you to believe that the power failure is the inciting incident. But really, Dr. Grant's ordinary world is digging up dinosaur bones in the desert. It's John Hammond's invitation to him to come see Jurassic Park that is the real inciting incident, and propels Dr. Grant into Act 2 by physically traveling to a new unknown world. Think of it this way, the inciting incident should be something that dramatically alters your protagonist's life and sets them down the path of the story. So, while the power outage sounds like it could be an inciting incident, it's actually just an obstacle that's raising the stakes for Dr. Grant in Act 2. Okay, back to the logline. Finally, we have the stakes, and boy, are they big stakes. Dinosaurs are on the loose, say no more. So, there you have it. Now you know how to write a logline for a screenplay. How about you? Do you have a favorite logline from a film? If so, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you want to know more about screenwriting, check out my screenwriting playlist here. And don't forget that you can get access to all of my filmmaking templates by supporting me on Patreon for the low cost of just $5 a month. There, I have other tiers as well that give you early access to videos, as well as my entire Filmmaker Chat livestream archive, where I interview other filmmakers so you can learn from their sage wisdom. There's currently over 24 Filmmaker Chat recordings exclusively on Patreon, so there's lots more to learn there. All right, until next time, go film it yourself.